and welcome to this week's Japanese from Japan podcast. I'm Keiko, and I'm so happy you're here. Every week, we take real stories from Japan and turn them into something useful for your Japanese study, so you can get more comfortable with authentic language and move toward immersion a little faster. Today's date is Sunday, March 29th, 2026, and we have 3 stories to cover. This week is a fun mix, honestly. One government policy story, one economy story that affects everyday life, and one tech story that feels very Japan right now. So let's get into it. Our first story is about Japanese naturalization rules getting stricter. According to the report, Japan's Ministry of Justice, or Humushu, has decided that, in principle, foreign nationals who want to become Japanese citizens will need more than 10 years of residence in Japan starting in April. The keyword here is kika, meaning naturalization. That's the process through which a foreign national, gaikokujin, acquires Japanese citizenship, or nihon kokuseki. The article also uses terms like youken for requirements and zairyuu for residence or stay in Japan. What makes this story important is not just the policy itself, but how clearly it shows official Japanese language. The decision is framed in a formal, indirect way, using expressions like koto ni narimasu, which often appears in news when authorities announce a change. I actually think this is one of the most useful kinds of articles for learners, because it teaches you how Japanese institutions sound when they communicate something serious. And beyond the language, this is a meaningful social story. A 10-year residence requirement is a major threshold. It suggests that long-term presence in Japan will matter even more in citizenship decisions. The article doesn't go deeply into exceptions, but it does emphasize gensoku to shai, meaning as a general rule, so there may still be special cases. Still, the overall message is clear. The path to citizenship is becoming more demanding. Our second story is about gasoline subsidies. The Japanese government plans to use nearly all of its remaining reserve fund, around 810 billion yen, to support subsidies meant to keep gasoline prices from rising too sharply. This comes as oil prices stay high and the Middle East situation becomes more unstable. A few very useful words appear in this article. Yobihi means reserve fund or contingency budget. Hozioken means subsidy. Zeigen is a funding source. And kokatsu means depletion, like a fund running dry. If you read Japanese economic news regularly, these are exactly the kinds of terms that come up again and again. The broader point here is that gasoline prices affect almost everything: commuting, shipping, household budgets, and business costs. So when the government uses almost its entire reserve budget, that signals real urgency. It's not a small adjustment. It's a sign that officials see fuel prices as something that could quickly ripple through daily life. I always find these budget stories more interesting than they first appear. On the surface, it sounds dry, right? But in reality, this is about how governments respond when global events hit ordinary people. The report says a formal cabinet decision, kakugi ketsute, could come very soon, which means this isn't just talk. It's moving fast. Our third story is from the tech world. Sakana AI has announced a new AI model series called Namazu, and at the same time released a chat service called Sakana Chat. The company's big goal is to adapt powerful AI systems to Japanese needs while improving neutrality and factual accuracy. What's interesting is that Sakana AI did not build everything from zero. Instead, it took existing foundation models with publicly available weights and applied its own post-training methods. The result, according to the company, is a set of models that keep much of the original performance while doing better on politically and historically sensitive topics. The article says the Namazu models performed almost the same as their base models in reasoning, general knowledge, and coding, but improved in neutrality and accuracy. It uses the comparison pattern nikurabe, meaning compared to. So, compared to the base models, the new versions were better in some especially sensitive areas. This one really caught my attention because it isn't just a tech launch, it's also a cultural story. Sakana AI, argues that overseas models can reflect the ideology or information controls of the regions where they were developed. Whether you fully agree or not, it's a fascinating example of how AI in Japan is being framed not only as a technical tool, but as something that should fit Japanese expectations around balance, expression, and social context. And then there's Sakana Chat itself, which includes real-time web search. That means it can pull in current information before answering. I love seeing stories like this in Japanese because they show how modern vocabulary, policy concerns, and culture all mix together. Even when the topic is cutting-edge AI, you're still learning how Japanese writers explain comparison, bias, and public trust. Now let's drill into the naturalization story and learn some Japanese from it. I picked this one because the language is rich, formal, and very common in real news. If you want to read government announcements in Japanese, these expressions are gold. First word, kika. It means naturalization. A simple example is, 彼は日本で帰化を目指します. That means he aims for naturalization in Japan. Second word, 外国人. This means foreign national or foreigner. Example, その町には多くの外国人が住んでいます. In English, many foreign nationals live in that town. Third word, 日本国籍. This means Japanese citizenship or nationality. Example, 日本国籍について調べます. That means I will look into Japanese citizenship. Fourth word, youken. This means requirement or condition. Example, その試験のyoukenは難しいです. In English, the requirements for that exam are difficult. Fifth word, 在ryuu. This means residence or staying in a country. Example, 彼女の日本での在留は長いです. That means her residence in Japan is long. This is such a useful formal word, and you'll see it in immigration and legal contexts a lot. For grammar, let's look at nitsuit, meaning about or regarding. This is one of my favorite news expressions because it appears everywhere. The structure is noun plus nitsuit. Example 1. 日本国籍について説明します. I will explain about Japanese citizenship. Example 2. 帰化についてのニュースです. This is news about naturalization. And one more. ルールについて質問があります. I have a question about the rules. Once you notice this pattern, you start hearing it constantly in podcasts, lessons, and news reports. It's simple, but extremely powerful. Now let's practice some listening. Here's a recap of today's 3 stories in very simple Japanese. Don't worry if you don't catch everything. Just try to pick out words you recognize. 1つ目のニュースです. 日本では帰化のルールが厳しくなります. 外国人は原則として20年以上日本に住む必要があります. 2つ目のニュースです. 政府はガソリンの値段を抑えるために予備費を使います. 原油の値段が高いので補助金が必要です. 3つ目のニュースです. Sakana AI はNamazuという新しい AI モデルを発表しました. サカナチャットも公開して中立性と正確さを高めたいと考えています. Great job listening. Even if you only caught a few words, that's real progress. So today, we looked at 3 very different stories from Japan. Stricter naturalization rules, a huge reserve fund being used for gasoline subsidies, and a new Japanese-focused AI model from Sakana AI. In the deep dive, we focused on vocabulary like kika, gaikokujin, nihon kokuseki, youken, and zairyuu. We also practiced the grammar pattern nitsuit, meaning about or regarding. That's one of those patterns that seems small, but it unlocks so much real Japanese. Honestly, If you start noticing it in articles this week, I'll be very happy. If you want more Japanese news and lessons, head to JapaneseFromJapan.com. And if you're studying for the JLPT exam, check out jlptpracticetest.com for practice tests. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. また来週。これからもよろしくお願いします。